Hello my motor enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into the future of Kevin Magnussen as he gears up to leave Haas at the end of the 2024 season. After rejoining Haas in 2022 and scoring 5 points so far this season, Magnussen is now eyeing his options, which might stretch beyond the Formula One grid. With seats still up for grabs at Mercedes, Alpine, and RB, everything remains on the table for him, including a possible leap into the World Endurance Championship or Indycar. Haas is set for a shake-up too, with Oliver Bearman and Esteban Ocon confirmed for 2025, replacing both Magnussen and Nico Hülkenberg, who is headed to kick Sauber. Keep tuned as Magnussen aims to end his season with Haas on a high, pushing them up from 7th in the constructors' standings. Quite the thrilling prospects ahead, wouldn't you say? Hey everyone! You already know me, this is Enzo Watts.
And this is William at your service.
Join us daily on F1 Motor Fever podcast. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss an episode. It really helps us out. Now, let's put the pedal to the metal. Speaking of the challenges drivers face when transitioning between racing categories, I remember covering a race back in 2019 where a similar situation unfolded. The pressure these athletes face is immense, not just in terms of performance, but also in securing their futures. It's a mental game as much as it is about physical speed.
Oh, come on, it can't be that dramatic, can it? They are professional athletes after all.
Well, it actually is quite a serious ordeal. The uncertainty can really play on one's mind. Imagine planning your future not knowing where you'll be or even if you'll be in the same sport. It's not just about driving, it's about career stability, something we all can relate to.
Right, I might have underestimated that aspect. Apologies for the scoff earlier. It's easy to forget the human side of the sport when you're mostly looking at the stats and strategies.
No worries at all. It's a common oversight, but one that's crucial for understanding the full scope of motorsport, not just as a competition, but as a career and passion for these drivers. As we near the end of the season, the pressure is not just on the drivers, but also on the teams. Haas, for example, is currently 7th in the constructors' standings with 27 points. They're just 7 points behind Red Bull in 6th. It's a tight race, and every point counts.
Absolutely, and it's fascinating to see teams like Haas punching above their weight, so to speak. It's not just about the top teams fighting for the podium, there's a lot going on in the midfield which often goes unnoticed.
Definitely. And speaking of making an impact, Kevin Magnussen mentioned a particular Grand Prix that he said changed my world, both on and off the track. It's these moments that can really define a driver's career.
True, those pivotal races not only boost a driver's profile but can also shift the team's strategy and morale. It's all interconnected: the drivers, the teams, the on-track decisions, and their off-track implications.
And with Magnussen looking at his options post-Haas, it's a reminder that in Formula One, as in life, it's all about grabbing those opportunities and making the most of them. Whether it's staying in Formula One or moving to another racing category like IndyCar or the World Endurance Championship.
It's a tough world, highly competitive and always evolving. Drivers need to be as strategic in their careers as they are when navigating the circuit.
William, could you have a butcher's at some internet comment on a current topic that's been buzzing?
Right, let's dive into this. Racing 5000 posted something quite stirring about a certain driver. He said, quote, "The suffering F1 driver on his slump, racism and his future," unquote, referring to Jew.
That does sound like a hefty topic. What's the word from the crowd?
Well, a user named AggressiveHat9999 commented, quote, "Jew is out, can't see anyone being interested in potentially retaining him. Maybe as a third driver who will never be considered, but teams are glad to take his sponsors' cash," unquote.
That's quite blunt. Any other insights?
Yes, another user, William F. Animations, reckons, quote, "He can probably retire at this point. He made it to F1, he has a dozen personal sponsorship deals and doesn't have much interest in motorsport outside of F1, unquote.
Interesting. Sounds like the public isn't too hopeful about his future in F1.
Indeed. But there's more. DJ Willis 1121 suggested, quote, "I could see him maybe going to Formula E. I think a lot of the manufacturers in FE are interested in the Chinese market," unquote. And Capital Release 6289 added, quote, "This idea has some serious legs. Plenty of companies have come out of China and see electric vehicles as disruptive. So he could help set up a BYD or Polestar Formula E project," unquote.
That's quite a perspective. It sounds like there might be a life after F1 for him, after all, in other motorsport avenues.
Absolutely. The conversation also touches on the financial barriers in motorsport. Rabo McDongleberry mentioned, quote, "That's one of the things I hate about this sport, and most motor racing, that unless you're rich you can't even get a start in it. Is Hamilton the only exception on the F1 grid currently? As far as I'm aware, his family weren't rich," unquote.
It's a valid point. The economic entry barrier is notoriously high in motorsports.
Precisely. And last of the likely lads added, quote, "Ocon's story about his parents not being rich is quite well publicized. Unfortunately, it's just kinda the way the cookie crumbles when it comes to motorsports. Early and late careers require a significant investment in terms of equipment that other sports just don't. That's why rags to riches stories are common in football and not in motorsports. It's always been a rich man's game," unquote.
Indeed, it's a stark reality of the sport. Quite the mix of viewpoints there, William. It's clear that the world of F1 isn't just about what happens on the track. Thanks for tuning into F1 Motor Fever podcast today. We explored the highs and lows of the Formula One season, delving into driver dynamics, team strategies, and the future trajectories of our favorite racers. Your company has been invaluable, and we're grateful for your engagement. Remember to subscribe, activate notifications, and spread the word about our show on your favorite social platforms. Every like, comment, and share helps us grow and continue bringing you insightful content.
And who knows? Next time, we might just have another thrilling twist in the tale to discuss. Make sure you're tuned in, we've got episodes airing every day, and you wouldn't want to miss any of the action, especially with surprises always just around the next bend.
We sincerely appreciate your support and enthusiasm. It's fans like you who make this all worthwhile. Looking forward to having you with us for the next episode, whenever that may be.
Absolutely, and remember, whether you're listening in during your morning commute or as you wind down in the evening, we're here to add a bit of speed to your day.
Pedal to the metal, keep your gaze on the road, our channel's content is pure gold.